What's up y'all, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be playing with the new Botanical palette from Beauty Bay. I'm pretty excited about this one. I picked it up on launch and it did take a little bit to get to me, but in their defense we did have a hurricane hit and things were kind of messed up. Packages were arriving late. In fact, our mail just resumed, so I'm not going to judge them off of that. I don't remember my last order taking too long, but I'm excited about this. This is one of their limited edition 20 pan palettes. It does retail for $22, and I've only ever tried one palette from the brand. It was the tropical one that came out last year. I tried it earlier this year, I think a couple of months ago, and I loved the formula. It was beautiful. It went on nicely. I didn't have any issues with fallout, pigmentation, creasing, anything like that, and I was really impressed, especially because their palettes are pretty affordable. Like I said, it retails for $22, but this is a beautiful palette. I love the color story, but let's appreciate the packaging really quick. Kind of that blurred flower look going on. I think it's beautiful. But on the inside we have this really pretty, almost neutral leaning color story. We have a lot of like the browns and the grays in here, but then we have a smattering of orange, green, and purple. I love that. I feel like we've seen that a lot lately from a lot of different brands. When they're coming out with a more neutral palette, they're still throwing those couple pops of colors in there to keep us on our toes, and to me purples, oranges, and greens are definitely a more neutral color. So I'm excited about this one. I love the aesthetic of their palette and the way that they lay it out. It's very pleasing to my eye and it makes me happy. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom y'all in just a little bit, prime my eyes, and we're gonna create two different looks with this palette. Okay, so my eyes are primed with my MAC paint pot in the shade Painterly. Let's go ahead and jump into these two looks. Now I will have this palette listed and linked down below in the description box, as well as everything else that I use in this video, everything that's on my face. So per usual, if you're ever curious about anything in my videos, always check the description box. I squeeze as much information as I possibly can into that tiny little space, but let's go ahead and get this party started. So for our first look, I really want to play with like these oranges and these greens, and then for the second one, I want to do something a little bit more neutral, maybe incorporate this plum shade over here. I love a purple, we know that. So what I think I'm going to do is I want to start with, we're going to start with this shade up here, this really deep green. This is called Myrtle. I absolutely love that shade name. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that up with a Game Beauty EO1 brush. And I'm going to do something a little bit different than what I normally do. So I'm going to start to pack this on my outer corner, but I am going to bring it up into my crease and over to about right here. This is going to be a trust the process look because it's going to look a little bit crazy until I blend it and get the shimmer on. But that pigmentation is there. That is not giving me any issues. I'm not getting any fallout. I did tap off my brush and I'm getting a little bit of kick up in the pan, but that's not an issue for me. All right, so next I want to go in with this orange shade right here. This one is called Sea Moss. So I'm going to pick that up with a Game Beauty EO2, and I'm going to pack that one onto my lid and my crease right next to that green that I just put down called Myrtle. So I'm going to tap it and pack it on there really good. And whenever I get to where those two shades meet, I'm just going to lightly tap them. I don't want to start swiping back and forth because I don't want to create any muddiness. These aren't exactly colors that are going to blend together really good, but they are going to complement each other nicely. So I think what I want to do next is I want to put this shade right here on the inner portion of my lid and into my inner corner, and then I want to mimic all of this onto my lower lash line as well. So I'm going to take the shade Matcha right here. I'm going to pick it up with a Game Beauty EO7, and like I said, I'm just going to put that on the rest of my lid space that doesn't have anything and into my inner corner. And then I'm going to go back with the same shades and the same brush that I used throughout over here and just mimic that lower lash line. Okay, so this is where we're sitting. I'm liking the blend. I'm liking the color combination. Let's do some shimmers on this lid. So I've already gone in with my NYX glitter primer per usual. So what I'm thinking is I think I kind of want to do the same thing that I've done throughout the rest of this look, but with shimmers on the lid. So I'm going to start with this one right here. This one is called Canyon, and I'm going to pop this one pretty much in the middle of my lid and kind of bring it over towards the inner corner, but not all the way over. And then we're gonna go in with a couple of other shades as well. It's really pretty. Okay, so next I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This one is called Amazon. And I'm just gonna pick that up with my finger again. And I'm gonna tap this one over here, kind of where that matte and that shimmer meet, bringing it over, giving me a nice blend and a cohesive look. Okay, so for the inner corner, we're actually gonna go in with this shade right here. This one is called Savannah. So I'm gonna pick that one up with my Singe Beauty EO1 brush that I absolutely love for my inner corner. Spray it with some MAC Fix Plus, and I'm just gonna pop this right in here and bring it up onto my lid, making sure that everything is tied together and blended and we don't have any harsh lines. Alright, so there we have it, our first completed look with this palette, and I'm really loving the way that it turned out. I think this look is so fun. I like the color combination. I like the way everything went on. I'm liking the shimmers on the lid. I really like this look, but let me show you what I used to finish off this look and then we'll move on to our second look. So for my lid, I went ahead and lined with my Urban Decay 24/7 Inks liner in the shade 0. And then for mascara, I went in with my City Beauty Beyond mascara. This is a really good one. I've been enjoying it. It is a newer one, but I've been testing it out and I'm really liking it so far. And then for my lower waterline, I went in with a Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal liner. This one is in the shade Seafoam. I picked up a couple of new shades and this one was fun. It's beautiful. I like the way that it ties everything together, but let's go ahead and jump into our second look. So where do I want to start with this one? I definitely, like I said, want to do something more on the neutral side. So I'm kind of thinking I want to start with maybe this shade, like all in the crease, bring it up real high, and then put some of this in there, build up a little bit more depth. And then we'll probably go in with this plum on the outer corner, do something kind of similar on the lower lash line, and then we'll figure out a shimmer. I really want to play with this one up here, this really pretty duochrome. I think it's absolutely beautiful and I think it's going to go great with that. So let's go ahead and pick up that first light pink shade. It's called Dune, and I'm going to put this into my crease. This is a Blinged Brushes E24. So I'm just going to fluff that all in here. I'm going to bring it up pretty high, almost to my brow bone, not quite all the way up there, but just give me a good base, a good transition, something to kind of blend everything else into. Okay, so with the same brush, I'm going to go in to this shade down here. This one is called Clay, and I'm just going to kind of put that in my crease as well. I'm not going to take it up quite as high. I just really want to start to sculpt out the eye, and like I said, bring in that depth and definition and really see how these colors are going to perform going from light to dark, dark to light, and just stacking them up on each other. I'm going to take that same shade down onto my lower lash line as well. Just kind of fluff it along there, not going real precise. I'm not tight lining. I'm just adding some color down here. Okay, so next we're going to go into this shade right here. This is called Eggplant, and this is a Sigma E54 brush, and I'm just going to put this into my outer corner, building up that depth that I love so much out here. That's really pretty. I like that shade. Okay, y'all, it's time to put some shimmer on this lid. So we're going to go in with the shade Waterfall. I'm going to put that all over my lid. It is primed and ready to go. So I'm just going to pick that shade up with my finger. Oh, that is such a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. I'm just going to tap this all over my lid, and I'm going to bring it all over to my inner corner, but I'm not going to bring it into my inner corner. Okay, so next I want to pick up this shade right here. This is called Quartz, and I just want to put it out here to get that better blend. This is a technique I really like to do. If you've been here, you've seen me do this many times, but I just like to put a shimmer that is very close to the outer corner shade or kind of in the middle of the two, so everything blends together seamlessly and you don't have a harsh line. That is doing beautifully. So So for my inner corner, I'm going in with the same shade that I used over here for my inner corner. It's called Savannah. Same brush, sprayed it with MAC Fix Plus. I'm gonna pop it in here. There's not a whole lot of really light shimmers that are gonna work on my inner corner. So I'm just gonna work with what I got and we're gonna repeat this shade. All right, y'all, second look is complete and I love it. Who are we kidding? It's purple. We knew I was going to, but I really like the tones of the purples in this palette. I like the way that they went on, and that shimmer on the lid is so beautiful. It's like a purple to silver to green flip, and I think it ties everything together really beautifully. So to finish off this look, I went ahead and tight lined my waterline and then lined my eye and gave me a little wing with my Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal liner. This is another new one that I picked up. This is in the shade Bordeaux. It's this really pretty like plummy purple shade. And then I went in with my same City Beauty Beyond mascara as well to finish out this look. But I love it. I love both looks. I think they both turned out beautifully, but let's go ahead and zoom out and chat about this palette. All right, y'all, so first of all, I really love the packaging on this. I think it's beautiful. I like that our cover art matches the color story on the inside. This is good, sturdy cardboard packaging. It's not flimsy, it's not cheap feeling, it's not too thick, very easy to store. And I also really appreciate that you get a mirror in here. I love a palette with a mirror because whenever I'm doing my makeup and I'm not filming, I tend to use those mirrors so I can see everything. But I really love the color story in here. I think it's beautiful. It is definitely more on the neutral leaning side, but you do have those pops of colors. If you're somebody who likes to let the seasons inspire your makeup looks, this is a good palette that will take you from spring all the way into fall. It is very affordable. It's not going to break the bank. $22 for a 20 pan color story with a really good formula is phenomenal. We love that. But the mattes in here I really enjoyed. I didn't have any issues with patching, skipping, fallout. I got minimal kick up in the pan. They were nice and pigmented, but they weren't so pigmented that they were hard to blend out or work with. They built up on each other really nicely. I didn't have any problems with muddiness or anything like that. And then we get to the shimmer formula, and I really enjoy their shimmer formula. That was weird. It's kind of wet feeling on the finger. It doesn't feel very putty-like. It doesn't feel like dry. It just is a good consistency. I didn't have any issues with fallout. It picked up on my finger and on my brush just fine. They are very reflective, very smooth. They're not accentuating texture on my lid. And I really like the color options that we got in here. Now there is only one shade in here as a shimmer that will work for an inner corner for me. I can also use these 3 shades as well, but I'm okay with one shimmer for an inner corner. As long as I have one, I'm okay with that. I can always reach into my collection, but I do appreciate at least one light shimmer in here. But I think this is a beautiful palette. I've really enjoyed playing with it. I did get to use 10 out of the 20 eyeshadows, and out of those 10, I loved them. So I'm really excited about this palette. I can't wait to create more looks with it, and I'm happy to have it in my collection and see what else the brand is going to offer us in the future. But that's gonna complete this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. Are you a Beauty Bay palette collector? I know so many people out there who pick every single one of them up, and I love that. So let me know if you pick this palette up. Let me know which look is your favorite, and let's have that conversation and light up that comment section. And as usual, I want to thank you all so much for watching my video and spending your time with me. It truly does mean so much to me. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified of all my future posts here on my channel. I do post quite a few videos every single week, and I wouldn't want you to miss one. But until my next video, have a good one. Bye.